Welcome back to Rhythm Guitar Book 3. This book takes a deep dive into all sorts of movable chord shapes. We're on pages 96 through 98. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at 2 augmented shapes. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Rhythm Guitar 3 that you can read from and write in. Plus, you can help support a music teacher, so I'll leave a link in the description. The augmented triad, or the augmented chord, can be written with an AUG, which indicates augmented. You may also see an augmented chord written with a plus sign or a +5. I use the AUG marking in my books, but be on the lookout for the plus or the +5 markings in other music. The augmented chord is a symmetrical chord because each note in the chord is exactly the same distance from its neighbor. For example, the notes of a C augmented are C, E, and G sharp. If you lay them out next to each other on one string, you'll see that each note is 4 frets away from its neighbor. Because of its symmetrical nature, the same augmented chord can be played in different positions on the fretboard using the same shape. At the top of page 97, we have augmented shape 1 and augmented shape 2, for lack of any better name. Augmented shape 1 I have with the root or the lowest note on the 6th string, and then augmented shape 2, same on the 5th string. Now you'll notice, if you're eagle-eyed, that these shapes are identical. So augmented shape number 1, you play simply with fingers 3, 2, and 1 on strings 6, 5, and 4. And we're navigating on the 6th string, so you could call that a G augmented. Move it up here with the lowest note on that A, it's an A augmented. And augmented shape number 2, again, looks a whole lot like augmented shape number 1, the difference being that we're playing it on strings 5, 4, and 3 instead. So that second shape, that would be a C augmented. Move it up here, with the root on the 5th string, it's a D augmented. At the bottom of page 97, we have number R123, augmented shape 1 etudes. So this is going to be all with the low note on the 6th string. And check out those Roman numerals. Remember, the Roman numerals mark where your first finger is, not necessarily the finger that you're using to guide yourself to find your note. For example, the first chord is a C augmented. So again, this is with the lowest note on the 6th string, and the C is right there at the 8th fret. The Roman numeral says 6. As in 6th position, because my first finger ends up in 6th position. So as you play through the exercise, you can either use the Roman numerals to guide you so you know where your first finger is, or you can use that note on the 6th string, that root note, to guide you. And I'm going to be going by that root note. So at the beginning, we have that C augmented, and all these, again, with the low note on the 6th string, so that's going to be at the 8th fret. F augmented, so we're going to have to move this one up to the 13th fret as far as where your root is. It's marked at the 11th fret for your position marking, first finger. Root here is going to be at the 13th fret. B flat augmented, that moves down to the 6th fret. E flat augmented, so locate your E flat on the 6th string and play the shape. A flat augmented. D flat augmented, G flat augmented. This one's going to have to be way up high because otherwise we're going to run out of fretboard. B augmented, E augmented, that'll be at the 12th fret for your low note. A augmented, D augmented, G augmented. This will be in first position with the low note at the 3rd fret. And C augmented again. Once you're comfortable finding and playing those chords, go ahead and play through the exercise as I've been saying throughout the book. Play at a nice easy pace with an easy strumming pattern. I'm mainly sticking to quarter notes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Top of page 98, we have number R124, augmented shape number 2 etudes. So this is the same chord progression as the previous exercise. We're now playing our lowest note on the 5th string. Begins with a C augmented in first position. So again, you can use the Roman numerals to guide you for your first finger, or you can guide yourself by the lowest note, which is what I'm going to do. So my lowest note is on that C on the 5th string for C augmented, F augmented, B flat augmented. You're going to have to put your lowest note at the 13th fret on the 5th string, E flat augmented, A flat augmented, D flat augmented, G flat augmented, B augmented. You're going to have to move way up so your lowest note is at the 14th fret, E augmented, A augmented, D augmented, G augmented, and C augmented. And then once you're comfortable finding and playing those chords, play through the exercise, easy pace, easy strum. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. At the bottom of page 98, we have number R125, this augmented shapes 1 and 2 combined exercise. It is the exact same chord progression as the 2 exercises you just did, but as the name implies, we are going back and forth between augmented shapes 1 and 2. Same shape, we're just moving between string sets. At the beginning, we have a C augmented using augmented shape number 1. That is with our low note on the 6th string, so that'll be at the 8th fret. Then F augmented with shape 2, root on the 5th string. So same fret, just move to the 5th string. B flat augmented, so you, with shape number 1, so you need to find your B flat on the 6th string. E flat augmented with shape number 2, find your E flat on the 5th string. A flat augmented with shape 1, so find your root on the 6th string. D flat augmented with shape number 2, so find your D flat on the 5th string. G flat augmented, also with shape number 2, so we're going to reset because we're starting to run out of room. We just take that same set of strings, move it up, so your root is on the G flat at the 9th fret on the 5th string. B augmented with shape 1, so on the 6th string. E augmented on the 5th string. A augmented on the 6th string, D augmented on the 5th string, G augmented on the 6th string, and C augmented on the 5th string. And then once you're comfortable finding and playing those chords, play through the exercise at an easy pace with an easy strum. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide up. Your assignment is to practice the exercises on pages 97 and 98. And don't forget to order your own copy of Rhythm Guitar 3. The link is in the description. Take your time with this, and then when you're ready, I'll see you on page 99. We're going to get into extensions, beginning with the C9 chord.